is Lindsay from Fit and Fabulous, and today we are going to be making Portabella Mushroom Pizzas. They are so easy to make and so freaking delicious. They are like literally one of my favorite things ever to like eat because they're so freaking good and so easy and like so easy to make. So what you need to make them is, of course, you need some portobello mushrooms. These are them. They're pretty big, they're pretty meaty, so that's why they make like pretty awesome pizzas. You can usually buy like a 2-pack for like $4 or something. So I have 4 here that I'm gonna be using. And of course you need some pizza sauce. So I just get like the canned stuff. I don't know if you guys can see that. This is, oh, that's the French side. Basically just like garlic and basil pizza sauce. We need some cheese, so I'm just gonna use whatever cheese I had in the fridge here. So this is actually jalapeno cheddar cheese. Now you can use mozzarella, you can literally use like any kind of like cheese that you want to. You can use like the taco cheese or like whatever you want. You need some olive oil because you're gonna have to put that on your mushroom. And then basically like whatever toppings you want. Sometimes I put meat on it, sometimes I don't. Today I'm just gonna make like the cheese version. So the first thing that you need to do is you actually need to turn on the oven. Don't judge my oven, it's like ancient. So you need to turn on the oven. It also might be a little bit dirty. I hate cleaning the oven. It's like the worst job ever. So you need to turn on the oven. It needs to be at like 400 degrees. So you gotta let that warm up. In the meantime, basically what you need is a pan. You need some parchment paper. Now this like parchment paper is massive, so I have to like cut it to size. Make sure you get the parchment paper and not wax paper because I've done that before. I've used wax paper in the oven before and it melts like a candle. It sucks and it gets everywhere and it's so messy. So be sure that you actually get parchment paper. So I'm gonna cut this to size. I literally just use like a knife and cut it to size. Looks like that. Next, what we want to do is we actually want to take some of our mushrooms, and so we're gonna put some olive oil on it. So we're gonna put olive oil on our portobello mushrooms. We're gonna lay them on the pan and we're gonna cook them for about 5 minutes before we actually make them into pizzas. So you want to make sure that you actually take the stem out because there's like a massive stem in there. Look at that. That does not make a very good pizza. So we're gonna take the stem out. You can put that in the compost or wherever you wanna put it. Now if you want to, wipe off some of the dirt and stuff because nobody likes the dirt in the pizza. Take the stem out, wipe off like a little bit of the dirt just going on the floor. We took the stem out. This is what our portobellos look like currently. Now if you wanna get all fancy, you can actually trim around the sides if you want to, but I don't make it that fancy. Okay, so we have that. Now we wanna take some olive oil. So we're gonna put some olive oil in a bowl. So we're actually gonna take a silicone brush. We're gonna coat the portobello mushrooms with it, and then we're gonna cook them for 5 minutes. Now I've tried this before where I didn't coat them and then I just cooked them for 5 minutes and they were really chewy and kind of gross. So highly recommend that you actually put the olive oil on. So I'm gonna put in like, I don't know, a good like probably 2 to 3 tablespoons. There's quite a bit. And now mushrooms actually soak up a lot of olive oil. So we're gonna take our brush. Now my brush is a little bit black because I actually used this one time for like charcoal powder. I think I used it as like a facial or I don't know, something along those lines. But it's like stained black, it looks kind of nasty, but it's clean. Okay, so we're gonna take the olive oil like this. And then basically what you wanna do is you just wanna coat them. See that? How it just wants to like soak it out? So you just want to coat it like this. So that's what they look like. Literally used up all of my olive oil. So now we're gonna put them in the oven for 5 minutes. Like I said, we're gonna like pre-cook them a little bit before we actually make them into pizzas. So we're gonna take these bad boys, put them in the oven. You wanna make sure that you time it. Okay, so the dinger just went off, so these bad boys are ready to come out. It's been 5 minutes. We're gonna pull them out. Smells like mushrooms so far. So yeah, so now this is the fun part. What we're gonna do is we need our pizza sauce. So in the meantime, I actually like opened up the lid, grated some cheese, and I got a little bit of Italian seasoning just to put on with the sauce because I love Italian seasoning. It's like, I swear I use it for everything. But we have our portobello mushrooms. What we're gonna do is, of course, decorate them like they're pizzas. So we're gonna put the sauce on. I love tomato sauce and pizza sauce, any sort of like tomato anything, I'm a fan of. I like to put on lots. Like that. Now this is where the Italian seasoning comes in. It's organic. I don't usually buy organic. Maybe I probably should, but there's none of the regular left. So we're gonna sprinkle a little bit of this on. So just a tiny bit, just to add some extra flavor. And then this is where, like, if you wanted to put any extra toppings, so if you wanted to put any peppers on it, if you wanted to put like pepperoni or whatever you want on your pizza, now is the time that you can put it on. And then you just wanna sprinkle some cheese on top. So this is like some jalapeno cheddar cheese, which I mean, usually pizza has mozzarella, but this cheese looked really good, so that's what I got.
It's gonna give it some good spice.
You can actually decorate the top with a little bit more. Or if you don't want to put any more of the Italian seasoning on it, you can actually put a little bit of parsley on it and it'll make it look professional. That's like my professional trick. If you put a little bit of parsley on like whatever, then it always makes it look like it's straight from the restaurant. Okay, got my oven mitt. So now we're gonna put it back in the oven for 15 minutes. So I'm gonna set my timer. So I got the timer set, and in the meantime, I gotta clean up the kitchen. Check it all out. I just did dishes actually before this video, as you can tell, the dishes. But look, I still made a mess. I still gotta clean up my mess. Story of my life. Okay, so it's been about 11 minutes. I have like 4 minutes left. I actually just checked them. I don't know if you guys can see them, but they're looking really, really good. I feel like they're almost ready. So I'm gonna take them out, take a look at them. I feel like they're pretty much cooked. The thing is, you don't want to overcook them because then they'll just become mushy. I'm gonna say that they're cooked. Look at them. I don't know if you guys can see. I'll do like a close-up. If you guys could smell them. It smells so good. Between like 10 and 15 minutes, you always want to check them just to see what they look like and see if like they look done enough for you. Because sometimes like 15 minutes is almost too much depending on like the portobello mushroom. Because sometimes you get portobello mushrooms and they can be really big. So sometimes they take a lot longer to cook if they're really, really big. Now if you get the smaller ones, because these ones are definitely a little bit on the smaller side for portobello mushrooms. So that's why they didn't take quite 15 minutes to cook. So that's what they look like. So I'm gonna put one on a plate and try it. So I am gonna try this bad boy. It looks so good. It looks really freaking hot. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. All right. Oh, hot. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Seriously. So I'll put the recipe down below for you guys so you guys can definitely check it out. I love mushrooms, so this is like my ultimate favorite. And the best part is like portobello mushrooms are so hearty, so you actually feel pretty full. So with making the 4, I would say 2 would be like a good serving size, and then you can have like a side of salad or maybe a side of like sweet potato or something. So if you guys have any questions at all, let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know if you guys have tried it or want to try it or whatever. But I hope you guys have an amazing evening. And I'll see you later. Love you. Bye.